I cannot tell you how far away we are, but you can see Fury 325 from here, and oh my god, that looks insane. So, good morning from Carowinds. It's the final day of my USA trip and an absolute bucket list of a park. Extremely excited for Carowinds. There's a reason why I wanted to leave it till last. It's been a long drive from Busch Gardens, Williamsburg yesterday. It's the longest of the trip, 5 hours all in total. So I did 4 hours last night, stayed in a hotel, and then done an hour this morning. Oh, look at that. Just remember, you're not allowed concealable weapons. Imagine bringing a concealable weapon. Well, there's no signs saying you can bring one in. I've been checking queue times all week and it's been absolutely dead, so I'm hoping today is exactly the same. So yeah, free parking with a season pass. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. Always appreciated. And if you haven't yet, after this one, go and watch the lots more American videos that I've got. I think I must have about 15 from this trip. Let's sneak down here, I think. Oh no, let's go to this next one. Oh no, there's another Flying Dutchman, a Vekoma Flying Dutchman. Oh dear. Right, let's get parked up. Park hours stay are 10 AM till 10 PM, which is insane and brilliant. Because today there's no big drive, I might stay till the death and do some night rides, which I've not done it on the entire trip. I'm pretty sure this is, it's doing its block test, I think. It's just stopped at the top of the chain. This is one hell of an entrance, built in 2015. It's a B&M Giga coaster, clamshell restraints. I'm so excited to get on this. It's a fantastic. I mean, it's not just airtime hills. Got quite a few fast curves. It reminds me a little bit of, although this looks like a bigger version, of Leviathan in Canada's Wonderland. Yeah, you can hear the brakes unlocking. So yeah, not too many people. Have to come back out at some point and get some shots. I might go to, if there is a water park today, I'm definitely going to make use of it, because 10 AM as well, not, the other parks have been 11. It's a great entrance. It's actually just this second open, because I just looked at the clock and it was a few minutes to. I got here a bit earlier than I thought I did. So come here, slap bang on opening. That thing looks fast. It's also got slightly smaller trains, I think, which makes it a little bit more nimble. Even though I know it's going to be a relatively quiet day, I always have this urge to rush around early doors. So here we've got a Flying Dutchman flying coaster, which is something that I can't look forward to. Got a stand-up coaster, again, not my fave. And then pretty much everything in between. And there is a kids coaster, and again it might be one of them where you're not allowed on it if you're alone, sad, pathetic adults. I thought this, when I looked at it on the map, if there's a state line right here. This is North and South Carolina. I thought it was. Right, I don't really know where to go. I'm not going to go to Fury 325 straight away because everyone will head there because it's near the entrance. Already it feels like a very open park and not too much shade. Right, I might go on Nighthawk first because it's a pain to load. If it's open, I want to get out of the way. Also, I think there's a hypercoaster on the left and it's got the offset trains, which I really like. And once again, like all the parks on this trip, everything is fantastically painted. In fact, actually, the stand-up coaster looks a bit worse for wear. But like, on the whole, everything's been painted up really well. I forgot about this. Because you used to see the point they play the national anthem. It just started. But I got on a little kids crowd. On the sign, it did say you weren't allowed on, but I just went and asked anyway, so can I go have a go? And he was like, yeah, no problem. I mean, it's a reasonably sized coaster, this one. And these are like, they're always dead smooth. You do get ejected a little bit on these little hills. But yeah, quite a fun little coaster. Wilderness Run, this is called. It's right at the back of the Snoopy area. But the bad news is, the wooden coaster, Woodstock Express, has a sign out which says this is not scheduled to open today. So I imagine that is going to be, and that's the first roller coaster which hasn't been like a, no adult rule, that has been advertised as closed all day when I've come up to it. And yeah, everything is quiet around there, there's no staff members, no anything. So I'll be missing out on that one, but I did get this one, which is surprising. Just looked at q-times.com and there's a lot of stuff which is still closed, and I don't know whether this is because it's on staggered openings. I mean, look at Fury 325. Look at the distance between the supports. That is an incredible structure. Love it. Right, let's get this Vekoma out of the way. It's Kiddie Hawk. It's probably about a train's away. These aren't anything to write home about. I suppose though, if you're a kid, it would feel quite big. Nice inverted coaster. Oh, I say it's one train. Oh no! Oh no! 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 I'll come back to this later. That's a lot of trains. Let's go and find somewhere else. Oh, that's not. Well, there's a boomerang over there. I want to get that done early. So yeah, I'll head to the back of the park now, and work my way around. It still looks very nice though. Again, for an amusement park. And now we're going into some sort of old town. Always cross the bridge into a new land. There's just movement to it. It just means when there's no one here. Once you've got music and all this movement, you still get an atmosphere. I appear to have stumbled upon a B&M inverted coaster. It's called Afterburn. I think it used to be themed about on Top Gun. It's currently running lots of empty seats, so I imagine there isn't much of a queue for it. Walk on front row, that's what we want. There's no one else in the station. Well, this is absolutely fantastic. I just had 3 goes. 1 at the front and then 2 at the back. They do allow re-rides. Either change your seat or just stay in your seat if there's no one in your row. I think it's just behind Nemesis for me. Even then I can't decide because this is a much longer ride. It's so smooth. I thought it's quite an old coaster. I want to say it was 1999, I think. But the pretzel loop, which is down... Is it a pretzel loop? It's kind of half corkscrew, half loop, half corkscrew. That is my highlight. You can't really see it through there. I'll try and get a shot of it from the outside of the park. But I absolutely love that. And even when you think it's all done, you just get a cheeky little corkscrew. But absolutely no head bashing, nothing. Absolute amazing first drop, big loop. Then this is just so glidey around this. Absolutely loved that. That was brilliant. I mean, a complete surprise. I just thought, I've been on a few B&Ms on this trip. Okay, a few Batman clones, but I absolutely loved that. It was a really nice surprise. I'm going to get a drink now for my drinks pass to make sure I'm milking that for all it's worth. Also, I have to say, fair play to the operators on there. 4 operators, like 4 on the platform, 1 in the box, and they are hammering the trains out. There's no queue, there's no massive urgency, but I did notice in the control operators box there was a poster which suggested there was some sort of operations competition between all the RISE teams between June and August across the Cedar Fair parks, I think. I just thought it was quite, different attitude towards operations compared to a lot of other parks, not just the ones we have in the UK, but I need a drink because I'm very thirsty. So next up is the Mack double launch coaster, Copperhead Strike. I think it's double. I must say, after watching it off ride, it does scream Icon to me, which I'm not a huge fan of. And it just seems like it's very slow and meandering. I mean, it looks great, don't get me wrong. Absolutely, it looks fantastic. But yeah, I'm just sure it's not going to pack a punch. I'm sure it'll be lots of fun. Once again, I've never seen any of this theming around the queue line. Oh, looks like the water park's open. I must say, Cedar Fair parks know how to make an area around a ride. Because it looks great around here and you can come into the middle of it and see most of the ride. There's not nets everywhere. Some it falls, some it falls. Yeah. You can't follow the area looks great. Again, that really took me by surprise. I'd take that over Icon any day. Lots of hang time on both loops and on the inversion just at the top on the right. I was on the second to back row, out my seat, lots of air time, no kind of boring bits. It looks very slow, but you are out your seat quite a lot towards the back. I can't imagine it rides as good at the front. Obviously, then you've got the little theming section for the launch and stuff. Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't have been more wrong from what I said earlier. I really enjoyed it. Next up, it's time to give the boomerang a go. Just on my way to the boomerang, I got excited because I saw the top scan, and then I had the misfortune of seeing it actually operate, and to say it makes Samurai look fast kind of tells you all what you need to know. That wasn't that bad. It's got the best restraints, so it was moderately comfortable. It's now time for what I think is an Arrow mine train. Doesn't look too extreme this at all. Gold Rusher. Well, it was a bit more cheeky than expected. So you can hear there, he's just saying about crossing your legs if you're tall. Basically, the cars on there, like all three bars for all three rows have to come down at the same time, and they're just at one fixed position. So it's probably one of the most restrictive rides on the park. I remember at Cedar Point, they said that I couldn't ride on that one, but actually it was the person behind me, because I tried again later on in the day and it was absolutely fine. So yeah, because it's all three rows are linked. Very odd, obviously a very old ride. So whilst I was up there, Firehawk, I had a quick glance over towards Firehawk, and it appears that it doesn't have any trains, so I don't think that'll be open today. I've not seen this Arrow looping coaster go around either, so I'm not sure that this is open. So that's three that are closed already. I'm going down to Hurler. Now Hurler is the wooden coaster that Twisted Timbers used to be, and apparently it's not very good. And I absolutely love Twisted Timbers, but it was absolutely fantastic. Oh, we've also got, what's this on the right? Oh, it's another Wild Mouse. Ricochet. Oh no, the Arrow Loop is open. I was on two trains. I can't believe I've missed that. I'm coming back this way, so I'll do Ricochet then. But yeah, I'll get on the Carolina Cyclone. That's what it's called. absolute bilge. It's a bit of a mediocre session I'm doing. I don't think it's going to get much better with doing hurler next. I'm going to go and do the wild mouse first. Next up is Ricochet, a Mac wild mouse. Pretty standard, these things. Probably the most common coaster I've done actually on the trip.
Welcome back, riders. Please push up on your lap bar. Please exit to your left and walk all the way down to the bottom of the exit ramp. Thank you for riding Ricochet and enjoy the rest of your day at Carowinds, where the Carolinas come together.
No real complaints. It was relatively smooth. It's trimmed quite a lot, but I don't tend to mind that on then. Otherwise it starts to hurt. Right. Oh. It's running empty. I'm gonna have a break from the mediocre rides and go on the Intamin drop tower. In fact, in this entire trip, I don't think I've been on that Intamin drop tower. The one at Six Flags was only running one side, so I didn't bother with it in the end. So I'm hoping that'll give me a bit of a boost. Oh, this sign looks familiar. It's even coloured the same, I think. But yeah, it's not the same type. It's really odd, because obviously they've carbon copied something, but they haven't like used the same equipment. Very strange. Yeah, this is an Intamin with sets of 4. They are running all sides as well, I think.
As they say in my neck of the woods, let's get it! Bye-bye! Get on your mark! Get set!
Well, I really enjoyed Drop Tower. The smaller ones are always better. Always. The guy who was on previously had like a huge personality and was building the ride up and stuff. And he just changed shifts, and then all that I got was all clear, and that was it. There's nothing else. But it was still good. I did view inside the station of Hurler, and it looks manic, and I think it's on one train. And yeah, this I'm not looking forward to. But we'll do it. We'll see what it's like. This whole area looks like it's been carbon copied from Twisted Timbers. Well, used to be Hurler down there as well, because there are diners down here as well. Right, let's give Hurler a go. There's a lot of people coming out of the queue line. Here's the problem, because if it's got fast lane and it's only on one train, I imagine not loading any in the main queue. Minutes later, one train, even the train took forever to seem to leave every time. Drop is okay, and there's a high speed turn here. They're alright, then the ride gradually got rougher and rougher. I can see why one became Twisted Timbers. I mean, probably one of the worst rides of the trip, but oh well, it's done. Longest wait of the day, probably that one. I'm not going to go on Fury just yet. I'm going to go and do the stand-up, and then that's all the, what I'd call the naff ones, done. I've also got the hype on the other side too as well, which we're excited about. So I've left them till last, so hopefully they'll pick me up a little bit. So I've just gone to this freestyle station, which is included in my drinks basket, and there's like obviously a wider selection of drinks. Why is Fanta in the US orange, Fanta orange in the UK? is yellow. I mean, the answer is clearly like additives, surely, but that is the most luminous orange I've ever seen. Right, now time for a go on Vortex, the stand-up coaster, which I think is my all-time least favourite type of roller coaster. I don't know, the Flying Dutchman type that I did at Six Flags wasn't great. So let's see how this one fares up. Absolute dog's dinner of a coaster. The coaster itself is alright, quite intense, but oh my god, it's easily like 7 to 10 minutes per dispatch, and by that point the fast lane queue has got so big that the whole train, almost, other than 2 rows, goes to fast lane. Get rid of it, put floorless trains on it, everyone will be more comfortable. Spend another, at the end you're on a break run in the sun and you just literally frying. Worst coaster type ever. So far today we are definitely quantity over quality at Carowinds, so I think it's about time that I do some, hopefully, much better rides. And now I'm going to go to Fury 3C5. 3C5? 305? I can't remember. And hopefully it will lift my spirits, because yeah, the last few hours have been pretty horrible, both with operations, and I don't know how they would have been any faster on the stand-up coaster. More staff maybe, a couple more team members might have helped. It is 325. Very excited for this. I'm also just excited because it's B&M. It's got, what, about 40 seats maybe? A bit less. So it's going to be fast. Even if there's a queue, we're going to be moving, I'm going to be stuck there. Very happy. Just say no preferred seating though. Well, that's more like it. I did a row 5, being quite strict on not being able to pick your row. I was saying that they just all picked the back, so maybe you can. To be fair, I was called forward, so they obviously I didn't get to pick because I was like, I just don't want to queue anymore. The queue isn't that long, it's only on 2 trains, so it's taking a little bit longer, but they're not even getting out the trains, you see. So it's pointless having a 3rd train on if not getting out. But it's absolutely brilliant. Okay, so are they going to stop the train? That announcement was up the lift hill to, I heard that before when someone got the cell phone out. So yeah, it's the first hypercoaster, giga coaster that I've been on, which is like, oh no, so Leviathan is kind of built for speed rather than airtime, but that really does have both. There's massive pops of airtime on there, and there's also fantastic speed in corners. and banking. It's just, yeah, can't fault it. Absolutely brilliant. It's like there's barely any queue now. For this one, maybe a couple of trains. It was back here earlier. Right, I've had to go on Cutie Hawk. And I've also just had to go on Intimidator, which they're letting you choose your row, so I chose the back. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It did help there was no queue. Got a couple of trims on there, but didn't really feel them. You can hear them as you go through them, but didn't really slow the train down. So I don't know what I'm doing now. I might go get my swimming stuff and just go to the pool for a few hours. I might go look. I might go for a look round first, see how busy it is. If it's mental, I won't bother. And then work out a plan for tonight, see how far away the hotel is. I don't think it's very far. I want to get my hotel tonight, I need to check in for my flights tomorrow and all that sort of stuff, so yeah, I'm not too sure what I'm going to be doing next. I do want to go on Fury 325 again, hopefully get a bit of a better seat, even though in the middle the seat was still a great ride in the middle. And maybe one more go on Copperhead Strike as well. Okay, so I've just checked my hotel, and my hotel is 6 minutes away, so I think I'm going to go out, go back to the hotel, check in, sort my stuff out for tomorrow. I mean, the heat of the day will then pass a bit, and then about 7 o'clock come back in and do a few evening rides, which hopefully means the crowds might die. It is a Friday, so crowds might still be here, but hopefully it'll die down a little bit, and with Fury I can go around a few times. Okay, it's a few hours later. I came back to check into the hotel, like I said I was going to do. And as I was leaving, I noticed some of the rides. I was waiting to get some off-ride footage of Fury 325, and it just wasn't going. And then the other Hyper Intimidator wasn't going either. I just looked at a few times and all the roller coasters are closed. So I think it has closed due to weather. Now it's 7 o'clock-ish. It's 7 o'clock-ish. I am going to go back. I'm probably going to get some cheap food somewhere before I go back to the park, just so it's a bit cheaper. And then wait it out for a little bit, see if we can get anything. If we can, great. If we can't, thankfully I got everything done. And this will be, amazingly with the weather, this will be the only time when the storms have actually caused closures, which happened once in 12, 13 days is quite incredible. So I'll put this on back in the park. The storm has passed. Fury's back open. Everything's back open. In fact, it was dead when I was driving over here. And literally as I pulled into the car park, they started cycling trains. And I've just heard the first few sets of people on them as well now. So I'm hoping, it's now 7 PM, it's on until 10, another 3 hours. I'm hoping that the water park's closed now as well. I'm hoping that would really clear people out thinking, nah, that's it for the day now. Because it's open until 10 PM, still got plenty of time to get on some stuff. Anyone else recognise this music? I thought that music was actually scored for the Crazy Taxi Ride at Europa Park. Well, it must just be a piece of classical music. I really got confused for a second then. I was hearing stuff. It's Friday night now at Carowinds and someone's cranked up the bass. I'm actually really excited to see a park in the dark. I've not seen any parks in the dark in this trip because I've had drives and obviously they're always going to be, you know, long days and the heat has been very excessive. Oh look, I wonder how long the queue is now for the stand-up coaster. I'm joking, I won't be going anywhere near it. This, however, so a woman's being told there that she now needs a locker for a drinks bottle. I'm so glad that I got the drinks deal without the bottle. Because I think if you sell the bottles, you've got to accept that people are going to take them onto the platform. Also, there was a band on just whilst I was in the queue for 10-15 minutes. They played 2 songs and now they're gone again. It was quite nice whilst I was in the queue. That ride, I look a bit rough. It's been a long day. That ride was amazing. I asked for the back row. I said, can I go towards the back where there's a group of 3? Because big signs everywhere saying you can't choose. And I have seen them being very forceful, like, you know, you can't choose. And I was like, okay, row 8. I was like, row 8? Well, that's not what I said. I said, I'd happily join the group of 3. They put me in row 8 anyway, so I was like, well, I'm not going to complain. So I thanked him and got the back row ride. And I'll be honest, it wasn't that much different in the middle, which is a true hallmark of a fantastic coaster. The front, obviously, going to feel the speed a bit more, I think. Right, so I'm going to grab a drink. I got my Minute Maid, sugar-free. For some reason, that specific, you get a bigger cup there. I'm not really sure why, just in that one specific unit. Yeah, I'm going to wait for it to get a bit darker before I go back on Fury. I'm hoping the queue will die down a little bit. It's stayed the same pretty much all day, about 15 minutes probably. I'm going to go around to Copperhead Strike. I'm going to go on that at least. I see if there's anything else that tickles my fancy. Time for me to go on Copperhead Strike. It's an empty train. It is also extremely quiet around here, but I mean, I wouldn't imagine it's that quiet to have empty trains going around, so maybe there is something wrong. Oh no, guests are loading the air gates. Maybe it just is that quiet. Oh wow. So 2 goes there on Copperhead Strike, 1 in the front row. I'm struggling to think of another mat coaster that's more fun than that. Like relentlessly through the whole thing. Obviously, Blue Fire's final inversion is crazy, and Helix in general is pretty high up there, but that's just incredibly fun. So this is the Flying Dutchman. The cars for these are actually under the lift hill of Fury. They look very battered, so I think this is the end of this. And yeah, it's a lot nicer presented than the one in Six Flags. I think it's a slightly different layout because at the end I'm pretty sure there's like an extra helix on one of the Six Flags park I did. But yeah, can't say I'm terribly gutted about that. Just popped in here to get a drink, and it's the coldest place on earth. It is lovely in here. I'm gonna go and queue up for Intimidator again. But I just wanted a drink. I just had my best ever ride on a hypercoaster, I think, on Intimidator. The lap bar was so loose. You never get it that loose in Europe, as in like the tolerances over here are bigger than they are back in Europe. And that's probably why you have a seatbelt on there as well. I was absolutely flying, and it was absolutely fantastic. There was also a lad across the way from me who was very much trying to get as much airtime as he could, but the host spotted him and kept saying like, sit back, and he then stapled him proper. I do think all the glory goes to Fury 365, but Intimidator, very good ride. Plenty of airtime, and those trains also make it like... And plus those trains, like particularly on the wing seats where you feel really open, even better. Right, I'm just going to go over now to Fury 365 and go on there a couple more times whilst it's gone dark. There's also a storm coming. I've seen some lightning flashes, so I want to get on that before it might shut, because I want to do it in the dark. Also, looks like there's some music and festival stuff going on again. I'm going to stay late now. We are back, but I've just seen the guitarist walk through this shop and then walk off down there. So I have no idea what's going on. Anyway, back at Fury, which at night looks great. Sun looks like it could do with lighting up. It looks a bit dark. But all the supports are lit up in purple as well. Oh, it looks like a bit of a longer queue now, actually. But I do definitely want to go in the dark. And I'm not really fussed about anything else now, so I'm probably just gonna brave it. And it's time to finish off my day with the front row of Fury 325.
Thank you, man. There's no...
Well, just finish off with a ride there on Fury 325. At the front, I did request it. He kept on making announcements saying you can't request it. When I requested it, he said, yeah, sure, you can wait. And then immediately after that, a few other people asked for it as well. But then other people started loading up at the gates, and it was fine. And the rest of the trains were still getting full. And it's half an hour before close, and there's about probably 3 trains waiting for the front. So they're going to send 3 trains. They're going to send at least probably 30 more trains. And he just, for some unknown reason, started going crazy with the passive aggression of the microphone. It's a double-edged sword here, I think. Not just here, but on all the other parks as well. Like, they are keen to their operations. They're like, right, the gates are closing, you've got 3, 2, 1. And I like that because they care about their throughputs, and that means everybody has a better day. So for the greater good, that is worth it. But the passive aggression, like, so they can't leave anything on the platform there. You got to ride, take everything with you to ride. And like, they'll say stuff like, oh, host number 1, can you see any bins on the platform? I can't see any bins. Like, you're just talking down to the guests like they're idiots. Now, don't get me wrong, general public at large, as a herd, aren't always great. I know it must be frustrating for a ride host when you keep saying things 100 times a day and people don't listen. But the answer to that isn't just to ramp up the passive aggression and you know, up the sass type thing. I don't think that's the right way to do it. If it's a problem that you're repeating it a million times a day and it's not working, there needs to be another solution. That said, the ride in the dark, absolutely brilliant. No airtime in the front whatsoever, but it reminded me a lot of Leviathan. It's slightly longer, I think, because Leviathan's like stops pretty abruptly. Yeah, I thought it was I might get a drink before I go, just to make use of my pass one more time. Yeah, no airtime, but absolutely brilliant. Almost pitch black, other than the car park lights. But yeah, it has been the highlight of the day. That Cophead Strike, which is just fun, really fun roller coaster, and Intimidator, loved it. But I did love it because they had that really loose restraint. Just grabbed a quick drink on the way out. These cost about $5.80, I think, because every time they activate the pass, they have to like scan it, then make it free. And I cannot tell you how many drinks I've had from the pass. It's $35 for $35 for a season. So just get it. But also, I would, not great for the environment, but because you'll have to pay for lockers if you get a bottle. This makes it better. This is a better solution than getting a plastic bottle. I don't know of a better, other than allowing plastic bottles everywhere, I don't know of a better solution to that. I'm just trying to decide very quickly, do I want to go and do the stand-up coaster again? It's got no queue. No, I don't. Of course I don't. So that is it for my America trip. If you have watched all the videos, then God help you. There must be about 12 to 14 different videos, I think. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. It's been an amazing trip. Highlights, well, going too far has been brilliant. That last ride on Intimidator was pretty good. Twisted Timbers was absolutely fantastic. Down at King's Dominion is where I forget half the stuff. In fact, they've done so much stuff. Alpengeist, I enjoyed that. Oh, the inverted coaster today. Not Top Gun, it's themed on Top Gun. What's it called? Early in the video, I just completely forgot about it. It's so long ago when I did that today now. Where else have I been? I've been to so many places I can't even remember. But if you want to see highlights from individual videos, watch those videos because I can't remember, it's been so long. Subscribe if you can, always appreciate if you do, and like the videos, well, that always helps. Next videos will be from Italy probably. I'm going there at the end of the summer, but these videos probably won't even be on by the end of the summer. So yeah, watch out for them. Other than that, thanks for watching. Heading back to the UK tomorrow, I'm not filming. I'll see you in the next video. It's fine, no worries.
But you love coasters anyway.
Exactly. It's still quite funny, isn't it? Oh, it's a lot of hang time. Secured, because I had it in my hand. Oh, hello. Oh, like being on the tube. And this is when the chaos starts. Again. Oh! Again. Oh, God. Oh, it's just crazy. Oh my God. Well, what can I say about this thing? Absolute bilge. I just had my best ever ride on a hypercoaster, I think.